Alright, let's talk about this game. Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins. So, I've said this once before, maybe even twice, while I was recording our Let's Play session, our walkthrough for the game, but this game, Full Metal Panic, is one of the biggest disappointments that I've had in gaming in a while, and it has brought me much buyer's remorse. Now, I was really looking forward to playing this game when it was announced. I am a fan of the series. I watched the anime while I was growing up, but there's really much to say about this game, but none of them are really good. So prepare yourself for this review slash rant of Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins. But before we begin, make sure you click on subscribe and hit that bell button to ensure that notifications come to you whenever new videos come out. All set? Well then, let's get right into it. Here is my review slash rant of Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins. Now, some may be wondering why I decided to review this game considering that it has been out for months now. But I tend to want to finish or at least play a good chunk of the game first before I make any reviews and share my thoughts about it. So, after finally completing the game to its entirety, here is my review slash rant of Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins. In Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins, which is to be honest quite a mouthful for a video game title, you follow the entire story of the Full Metal Panic franchise starting from the very beginning where the hero of the story, Sousuke Sagara, saves a girl with mysterious powers, up to the end where you destroy the true masterminds of Amalgam, the game's bad guys. From there, you have the option of playing through several levels worth of tutorial missions that also serves as a retelling of the first season of the Full Metal Panic anime. Now, from the get-go, having several levels worth of tutorial battles for a game that basically is just like every other SRPGs out there, though a lot worse than most of them, is not a very good tactic for a game such as this. What's more is that every mission is punctuated by over-exposition and a mountain of text in the form of visual novelesque cutscenes that can last from 6 minutes to half an hour, where, by the end of the cutscene, you are left wondering if you should even bother continue with the game you are playing or just play something else. It probably would not be that bad if the cutscenes were handled properly, or if there were anything fun about the actual missions, or if the translation wasn't as bad as Bandai Namco pretty much butchered the localization of the game. For example, there are moments in battles where banter occurs between your pilots and the enemies. Those banters often make no sense due to their random nature. Sometimes you can hear your pilots criticizing the enemy pilots for missing an attack when, in fact, the attack dealt actually hit. Listening to the actual voice clips also provide the fact that this was localized poorly. Level design is lazy at best, where the missions are just a repeat of the previous ones. There are perhaps only 2 missions in the entire game that is different from all the others, and one of them isn't even a story mission. It's just a side mission you can either play or not. The entirety of the game has you simply doing one thing, destroying all the enemies while keeping whomever is the main character at that point in the story alive. Gameplay is clunky, with your pilot stats feeling like it's just there and that the game is set to randomizing between having your attacks hit or not. Even the identifiers they provide of telling you how successful you are at attacking and evading attacks don't do their job properly, with enemy attacks having 10% accuracy rating hitting you but not your 90% accuracy rated attack. Even the weapons mean so little in this game, as you can basically finish the game with whatever weapon you choose. It doesn't have that much variety, but it pretends that it has. The same could be said for the AS, or the robots you get to control. There are only a handful of them, and only one you can actually unlock by doing some hard-ass mission. Even that AS though is so pathetic you might as well not bother unlocking it, as the ones that are unlocked from the get-go are much more useful and much more stronger. Which is disappointing since I was hoping Bontakun would be an unlockable mecha for this game. Moving on to the graphics. This game is pretty ugly for the PS4, especially how the mission levels look. The AS, or the robots in the game, are turned into chibi fighters, possibly to compensate for the low budget for this game, which it seems that it has. It could be passable if it was made for the PSP or the Vita, but not for this generation of consoles. The music and sounds of the game are annoying and repetitive as well, to the point where it is better off to play the game while listening in to some other music or soundtrack, which would also be useful in alleviating the boredom one may feel while having to follow through the cutscenes you need to watch before actually being allowed to play the game or to play a particular level of the game.
ポジションを移動する。
来たか。じれったい。
脳なしね。じゃあな。
遊んでいるつもりなのか。
フル術、次のポイントへ向かう。
I know this has turned into a full-blown rant, but I couldn't help myself. This is as lazy and unbalanced as an SRPG game can be, and it was done to one of my favorite series, something I had watched growing up. And despite feeling bad about having to diss on this game, it doesn't feel like there was any love to this game while it was being made by the developers to begin with, which is really sad. Overall, I wouldn't recommend this game even for longtime fans of the series. If you're looking for a mecha game that is of the strategic RPG nature, I'd point you over to the direction of the Super Robot Wars franchise instead and let you save your cash for that rather than this poorly executed game, all the while keeping yourself from feeling the same buyer's remorse I have been feeling since playing through the game. For that, I'm giving this game a 3 out of 10. Borrow the game if you have to, but don't buy it for yourself unless it's being sold on sale for like $5 or something. So there you guys have it, my review for this game, Full Metal Panic Fight Who Dares Wins. Now I'm really disappointed, can't stress that enough, really disappointed about this game. Anyways, thank you all for watching. As I've said before, subscribe if you haven't already. I've got tons of new games to play. And also, don't hesitate to write your comments, criticisms, suggestions on how to make this channel better on the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, dream on, fly on.